We go in and we have a list of some of the YouTube videos that we're going to take a look at. These are the videos that we're going to use to learn and build the database from. So we're going to take that set of videos and we will go ahead and grab those. And we'll grab that content. Now this is downloading from YouTube and it's getting various statistics off of YouTube about the videos, just high-level statistics. And as that goes, we're downloading the videos also so that we can do the analysis on the videos. We take some of the videos and we use software on it that learns how to recognize faces. So it does facial recognition, emotion, capture, looking for several key elements about it.
Because
here you can see it recognizing multiple different elements of the
It's
page.
possible to design things so that they either transform, they can be augmented, or we can choose from a range of resources so that we can deliver one-size-fits-one
So we take statistics on all of these screens.
We do everything as an open source system because that allows others to
analyzing
think of new
the faces
ways in which the system
and the
can be
different
more
elements
inclusive.
of the content, including cutscene length and so forth.
We are very visually biased.
Now we can do a breakdown of different kinds of effects that are in the videos in addition to the facial recognition, and we can look through and scan. So we take those same video clips, we can look at various elements of them. For example, we can isolate portions of a video clip that have different shakiness or steadiness of the camera, right? So we can take a look at that and see how that's a shaky camera there. Come in, look at how different expressions play across somebody's face, and zoom into different things on the video. And by looking through, we can see, different kinds of metrics about it, different statistics that show us how much motion is in it, what kind of cinematography and camera work there is, and take various things into account as we go, looking at different things. Now, some of the output that we have from that is we'll get out of that a bunch of statistics about the video, including view rates and other sorts of things. So one of the things we can do from this is we can run the do some analysis and get some stats out of the video, and you'll see that those stats have some interesting things in them. For example, we can see that we've got a bunch of stats that talk about some information about the faces, the motion, how the video cameras are working, panning, what the quality of the lighting, number of scenes, and some other important things about it, including some YouTube statistics about the ratings and the length of it. So in this set, we've done it for this sample of videos, but you get the idea. You see that there's all these stats. So we take these stats, we take these and other things and run them through, and there's a lot of different ways you can understand how to use this, but the key element is that we need to come up with a set of indices that help us to understand what's considered a desirable video. So we need to train the system to understand what constitutes a desirable outcome. So in this case, what I've done is I've started with videos that include, for example, a very high subscription-driven quotient, and this comes out of YouTube stats. Has this video driven subscriptions to the channel? Another stat that I take into account in the index that we create out of this is upvotes and total number of views, which is right here, view count. So looking at that, we create an index that basically says we want a video that is viewed a lot, it drives a lot of subscriptions, and Also, preferably as a low-level preference, it gets a lot of upvotes, and it factors in other things as well. Once we do that, we basically build a profile of what kinds of videos do that kind of do those kinds of things, and from that profile, we're then able to go through, take a look at various elements like the view history and so forth, and we see that represented here just in a in straight JSON formatting. But basically, we take all of that information about the videos, we compile them together, and understand what constitutes at this moment a successful video. Now the videos that we've been working with here in this set have many of them are very recent. You can see that these are from 2016 because, of course, we want to look at the current zeitgeist of the people who are watching them. Taking all that into account and using videos that are relevant to open source projects and what open source developers are using, such as the video we were just playing.
We do everything as an open source system because that allows others to.
We end up seeing that there's some recommendations that we can make, create a desirable outcome. So there's a lot of ways we can show that. In this particular case, we show different kinds of metrics here. What's happening is we've got a subset of the raw data being brought in, and then what we're doing is we're putting those into percentiles to understand various elements of it, creating indices that allow us to rate the videos in various ways and choose what kinds of factors go into a meaningful assessment of the video. And then that's going to output statistics of various kinds that help us to know what are more likely to work. So that brings us finally to the results section. There are lots of different ways that we can visualize these kinds of things. This is some examples here, but basically we can look at the videos and look for trends among the popular ones. When I say popular, I really mean among the videos that have the desirable traits that we're looking for. And we can see here there's some correlations that happen here. And by changing a couple of things around over here, we can see some important metrics. There's distortions when you try to look at the raw data on this, so we're going to look at a processed form of it. That's what this does by pulling these into percentiles. So we're going to take section A, column A, and pull in a few more different things over here. And when we do that, this gives us a normalized view. It's just a helpful way of visualizing. The actual results of this come out, of course, in the numerical analysis that we showed you. But for the visual aspects of it, we basically come in and we can take a look at this chart. We can say, hey, let's pull this in as a radar chart. That's a pretty decent one, I guess, for this what we're doing. And by having normalized those values, we can understand on the dimensions that we're looking at a subset of all dimensions instead of the many that we were taking into account in the prior scene where there's lots and lots of different dimensions being taken in. Instead, we're going to looking at just a subset of them for the sake of making recommendations, and we look at, for example, how the faces are being used in it, lighting, what the number of scene transitions and so forth are. So that's what gives us our recommendations. The actual output of this comes as, this requires, of course, interpretation at this layer. The actual output of it is given as a set of recommendations, which we will show you separately. We'll have those typed out.